MagFest podcast.
Hi.
Hello.
It's episode 3, you guys.
Woo!
Episode 3.
Holy shit.
Trace.
Okay, so we have 2 returning champions.
That would be the correct, yeah.
We have Georgia.
Hi.
And Rose.
Hello.
And now we have a new challenger. It's Katie.
Hi.
Ready to step it up, Katie?
You may know me as Kitty Marie.
Yeah, Katie's like the OG Tig-Wa-Tig fangirl.
Yeah, thanks.
The OG.
Oh, don't I know it.
Except for the fact that I live in a small town in the middle of friggin' nowhere, so I'm not a gangster.
I do
at
too, so.
all. Yeah, Georgia can tell you a couple of interesting stories.
Yes, I can.
You guys have actually been to MagFest.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna go this year.
I'm going.
Well,
Let's say who else is going to MagFest this year? I might be going. 90% sure that I'm going.
95% sure that I'm going.
99.99% sure I'm going.
And Rose can't go because she's like,
Aww.
No, I just I have things in my life.
Rose, I would take you if I could.
No, I understand, honey.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, there's a few other cons that I want to go to, but next year I'll probably try to plan it out better, but I've only just started really becoming a serious con goer, recently, so.
Me and Rose have to talk local again. Because I told you about that convention. There's actually a convention
Yes.
where Rose is living right now, and I live an hour away from there. And it's called GnomeCon. If anyone has ever heard of this convention, please let me know, because
GnomeCon?
GnomeCon,
Yes.
I think
No.
it's mostly for like tabletop games, but there's they're saying there's a lot of sci-fi, fantasy, anime stuff there too. So
Yes.
Are there gnomes?
maybe.
Yeah, but their little
There should
icon
be.
is their little icon is like a gnome, and it's really crazy, and I'm just like, I'm kind of conflicted about this.
So it's like, please tell me if anybody has ever heard of this convention, because I have never heard of it. I only found out about it like a week ago. And they're like, oh, well, it's just right there, smack dab in the middle of Savannah. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, it really is. It's
I
really
thought the
close
closest
to Grandma.
convention to me was AWA, but apparently it's not.
No, I mean, I knew that Savannah would have some cons. I just didn't know what they would be.
Yeah. Should we talk about MagFest? I don't know.
Well,
Sure.
last MagFest was
Was
pretty
awesome, but
interesting.
crazy at the same time. Crazy
Yeah.
awesome.
Crazy awesome. And that could also describe my mood, too.
No,
Should
that
we-
would
should
just
we
be
talk
crazy
about-
unconscious.
Should we talk about all the dirty secrets that happened at MagFest last year?
Oh gosh.
Please.
If you want
You
to.
guys were
Sure.
you guys were actually there. I want to know all the dirt that happened.
Hey, Georgia,
Yeah.
are we still going to Arkansas?
Shut up. We're going to Arizona, damn it.
Arkansas.
Shut up.
There's only one Hot Springs National Park in
Be
America.
quiet. Don't crush my dreams. I'm sorry. It's just we had to take 2 cars when we went to MagFest in January, and besides being packed like sardines, one of the GPSs of the cars sent us to Hot Springs, Arkansas,
Oh my gosh.
which we
Yeah.
thought said Arizona. So I was like, oh, there's a slight, minimal, microscopic chance we could see Spoonie, but we didn't.
Because it's Arkansas.
Shut up.
Swing by, pick up Spoonie.
I'd be
wish.
okay with that.
Me too.
Yeah,
But we
I
had
don't know
to,
if he would, but whatever.
Shut up.
He can deal.
But we had to turn around, and it was such craziness. Like, we were both in different cars, so while in my car we were turning around, your car you had quite a fiery experience.
Yeah,
I saw the video of that. Was so funny.
we passed through Philly, and there was a car on fire on the side of
my
the highway. It was like
gosh.
engulfed in flames, and Cat's ex was like, "Oh my god, that car drove through fire. Somebody put fire on that car."
If I was there, I just would have been like, "We're all gonna die."
And then he was like, "Why the hell is the trunk on fire?" and like the thing was, I brought my Labyrinth soundtrack to play in the car, and So basically, we're passing this car on fire, and in the background of the video, you can hear David Bowie blasting.
Of course.
Yeah,
Naturally.
And it's just like, yeah, David Bowie in a car on fire. That kind of describes it.
That's the place.
And then we stopped at a Burger King on like the outskirts of Maryland or whatever.
Yeah,
and
like in the middle of nowhere.
And like all 10 of us were like sitting around this table in the middle of the Burger King screaming obscenities, and there were old ladies looking dirty at us.
I know, we were filming ourselves just like saying random shit, and I'm just thinking, are we allowed to film in here? And like all these people were looking at us just like, what the fuck are these kids doing? Crazy kids.
Yeah, it's like we're yelling obscenities in the middle of a Burger King, and all the little old ladies are like, I say.
Well, yeah, but
No,
then
so
we got out to the parking. But then we got out to the parking lot, and then a certain someone screamed at the top of her lungs. I'm surprised nobody noticed.
You step
Cat
on a
was
piece
egging
of
me on.
glass? Like what?
No. She said, hey, Katie, we're a half hour away from Justin.
And then boom! Healed.
The audience is now deaf.
I love Dave next to you. He like backed away slowly, just like,
Yeah,
oh
I know.
god.
Justin Giorgio is a friend of the show, except not really.
Yeah, but the thing is, when we were crossing the border into Maryland, our friend Dylan can attest to this.
Oh, Dylan.
Apparently, I seem to remember this, but I think I was kind of lucid at the moment. I put my hat over my face, and it was just like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Oh yeah, he told me about that. When you guys crossed the bridge, he told me you were like freaking the fuck out.
Because I was in the same state as Justin for the first time
Oh
in
my
my
god.
life.
Oh.
And we get to this rinky-dink little motel in the middle of the outskirts of Washington. And
It was a nice place.
it was a nice place, but the thing is, I had to sleep in a bed next to a guy I'd only met that day.
Oh my.
Oh yeah, you weren't in my room. Yeah.
I ended up having to share a bed with this guy that I'd only met that day.
That's awkward as fuck.
I know it was. And it's just like, I was curled up on my side of the bed, and I'm hugging my Pooh Bear and my stuffed kitty, and I'm just like...
What the fuck?
Well, but we didn't even mention what happened before that. We went to the hotel and we dropped off our shit, and then we went to the con, and then
No.
what happened?
We met Lewis when we were looking for registration.
And Kat was squealing.
I gave him a hug, and Lewis was like, "Oh my God, you're shaking."
Oh my god.
Nice guy, Linkara.
We talked to him a bunch of times. He's a really nice dude. He
Yeah.
is. I could actually you could hang out with him and stuff.
Yeah, but
really chill.
he's like, "Oh my God, are you okay? You're shaking," and I'm like, It's being here with you and all of that crap." and so
It's just me being right now.
then we got word that there was this Irish pub called Harrington's, right? And
Georgia told me whose word that was, by the way.
I forget whose word that was.
Word?
Where you got the tip off from? You told.
Oh
me who
yeah,
it was.
I think it was Welsh. I don't remember anymore because I'm just thinking about what happened when we got there.
Yeah, but yeah,
That's where the real story is.
yeah, but there's a little mall, like an outdoor mall, that is like National Harbor, Maryland.
I've seen pictures of it. It's beautiful.
It is a really nice place.
But yeah, we walked to the pub, and I'm obviously like, oh my God, when am I going to see Justin? The suspense is friggin' killing me. And so we walk in, right? And like, we're all congregated in the foyer. And,
Who should come outside,
Listen. Georgia looks around the corner, and she sees Justin. And she kind of nudges me. And in the poltergeist voice, she's like, "He's here."
Can resist.
And so I look around the corner to see for myself. There's that yellow hat.
Was it Ed G. Laser there too?
Yeah, he was. Actually, when I turned to see him, he was talking. I think he was talking to Screaming Mantis, and I think Ed might have been in the background. I'm not sure, but then I just told Katie and.
And I saw Justin, and I start to feel a little lightheaded. I grab onto George's arm to try and keep my balance, but her arm slips through my hand, and I end up flat on my back on the floor.
Yeah, she fainted. She flat out fainted.
I wish Kat had gotten video of that, to be honest.
Well, we were all just like shocked.
And
that's the thing. We were all just like, oh my god, is she okay?
then Ed Glaser walks up with me
Yes.
flat back. And she,
Oh my god, I have to wait, let me say this. It was so funny. She's like on the floor and I'm just like, oh my god, is she okay? And then I turn around and Ed Glaser just comes by and she's like, is she okay? And I'm just like, yeah, she's fine.
and I actually heard him say that, and it was really embarrassing because it's like, this is Ed fucking Glaser.
Seriously, he's Ed Glaser.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Oh.
I didn't technically faint. I swooned. If I'd fainted, I would have been out for a little bit longer.
Well, it was still really freaky.
Yeah.
But
It was probably like you being overexcited combined with the awkwardness of you sleeping with an unknown guy last night, combined with like travel lag or whatever.
Probably
Yeah.
was travel lag.
it was travel lag and
But
exciting.
it was just so funny. I'm just like, my friend's on the floor, and then Ed Glaser comes over, and I'm just like, what the fuck is going on here? So I'm just like everyone else is crowding around her, so I go up to Ed, and I'm just like, oh, she's fine. Like, how are you? Because I'm just like, what
Yeah.
do I do?
She's fine, she's just really tired.
Yeah, but then I picked myself up. Dylan had walked over to Justin and said, I have a friend here who's a really big fan of you, and she kind of just fell over, so could you just come say hi to her or something? And he told me what he had said later, and I'm just like, oh god, Dylan, really?
I
But
probably
yeah,
would have said the same thing.
yeah, but then Justin walks into the foyer. I see him. I jump on him.
Oh, she jumps on him.
If you've seen the footage, you know.
Yeah, there's video of this. It's a
Yeah.
vlog that our friend Kat made of the whole MagFest experience last year. It's a really good vlog. Really nice.
Either that or you could watch it on one of my Blip videos. It's blip.tv/Kitty Marie. Shameless plug.
But yeah, she just like
we'll link
grabbed
it, we'll
on
link
him
it.
for dear life for like a good 5-10 minutes.
And he was pretending that he couldn't breathe.
Yeah, that was really funny. He got cross-eyed and stuff, and we were all laughing.
Nice,
Really
Kristen.
about it.
And our friend Kat was like, oh my god, we're gonna need a crowbar.
Yeah. And Doug was like, we need the jaws of life.
Yeah, oh my god, Doug's face.
I know, but really, Justin was a good sport about it at all, and
Yeah,
he was very
But
nice.
I kind of want to talk about another side of this, because it's like you started out being such a fan, but now you guys are actually like pretty good friends, right?
Yeah.
Like you follow each other on Twitter and stuff like that.
Aw.
Well, I follow him. I don't know if he follows me.
Uh-huh.
Well, the thing is, I started out as like a fangirl and all that. Thank you, Jareth. But
Shout out to
yeah,
Labyrinth.
ever since about a year ago, I've really been becoming less like squealing fangirl and more friend. Like at Otakon, he would introduce me to people as his friend.
Yeah.
Aw.
That's cool.
Like less
That is really
manic and more like, I know this guy, I just think that's cool. I don't know. I
Yeah.
think it's
No,
just-
it is cool.
Or maybe
Yeah.
Justin's just a super nice guy. I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of Tegwateg are nice people. That's one thing I learned about MagFest is a lot of them are just really chill, and you can like actually hang out with them. Like after the whole fiasco when Katie fainted and stuff, we actually went into Harrington's to hang out, and a whole bunch of Tegwateg people had their own table, and me and Katie approached them and stuff, and I talked to some of them. I talked to Owen Citizen a little bit about movies, and then we found Linkara and we just chatted. Like, they're such chill people. They really are. They're
It's like-
so nice.
And I remember Georgia was laughing at me because I had just fainted dead away about Justin, and now I just take a seat right next to Nash like I own the place.
You did. She was really just like like I said, they were all at this table and she just sat there like whatever. And I'm just like, dude, I wish I had the balls to do that.
Oh, and right after Justin left, Phalis and Lupa were leaving, and so
Yeah.
Lupa noticed you. Lupa knew who you were.
Lupa walks up to me and she's like, "Katie Marie, right?" And I almost started crying
Aw.
because it's like I'd expect Justin to know who I was, obviously, but really? And even when I introduced myself to Lewis, he's like, "Oh my God, I know who you are," and I'm just like, "What?" That was.
I wanted to say
interesting.
something else about MagFest, but I completely forgot. Oh, I know I'm going with a bunch of you guys, like just not just Katie and Georgia, but a bunch of other girls in the group are going as well. Our friend Kat, another friend of mine, and just bunch of people, and they're like, oh, we're gonna see these Chico Chick people, and I am most excited to actually see Egoraptor and Jontron. And if you guys don't know who Egoraptor and Jontron are, I don't know what you're doing with your life.
Gosh, I didn't know Egoraptor was gonna be there. That's really exciting.
Egoraptor's gonna be there, yeah, and Jontron, who I'm gonna keep this on download. I don't want Jontron to know. Because I know
this does Jontron. Don't listen to this.
I know Jontron's listening. I'm gonna try to make a Rule 63 Jontron cosplay, and I actually found someone else on Tumblr who was also making one. I don't know if they're going to MagFest or not, but and then I found another person on Tumblr who's a guy who's making a Jontron cosplay, and he's going to MagFest, and I'm like, what the?
Oh, sweet.
Nice.
That Saturday at MagFest. Oh my god, I don't know what we got tangled up in, but
that was the best day ever.
Mars Girl. I don't know how we got tangled up in this.
You mean the Nerf gun fight?
Hell yeah.
I can explain that. Eric had he follows Mars Girl on Twitter, and I think a while before MagFest, she said, like, it'd be cool if we had, like, a Nerf battle or something, and who would be in if I did this? And Eric was like, I'll totally do it. And I think, yeah, it was him and her and a bunch of other people, I guess, started this up. And, you know, that's how it all started. There was a literal Nerf gun war, and it was fucking awesome.
I kind of had an idea to replace the Nerf war this year.
You can't replace it. It was awesome.
You know, a giant game of Kelvin Ball.
I don't know what that is.
Gosh.
I'd rather play
Calvin and Hobbes. That would be really amazing. Oh my gosh.
I probably would not participate in the Nerf gun because I am lazy. I have no desire at all to run around.
You could just watch.
Especially when I'm on vacation. I'm just like, oh.
You could watch. There were, like, when we went, there were a bunch of, it was outside, and there were a bunch of windows, you know, on the inside. And so people were, like, watching from the inside.
Yeah, I definitely watched, but I was just like, oh, man.
You really should have so much fun. I shot Nash in the throat.
Oh my god.
Wait, no, it wasn't that. Kat shot Nash in the throat. I shot him in the forehead. And then later he got shot in the dick by somebody else. You remember that, Katie?
Dick.
Yeah.
Shot me in the dick.
Poor guy.
I heard about that.
Nash.
But yeah, never, under any circumstances, fight a Nerf war in high-heeled boots.
No.
I was wearing my Jareth costume. And, let's see, ruffled blouse, suit coat, black spandex tights, itchiest wig in the history of existence, black high-heeled boots.
So much fun. It was so much fun. I remember, I was, like, standing near Punky or something, and, what was it? I shot her, and then immediately Mars Girl shot me, so we both were just, like, sitting down, and we were just like, so, what's it like being dead? Oh, you know, it's cool. Did you talk to Elvis? Yeah, he's so cool, isn't he? We had a dead conversation for, like, 5 minutes. She's really sweet.
So Mars Girl and I, we got shot right next to each other.
Yes, I saw that.
And so we're both lying on the ground, and I look toward her, and I just get this idea I couldn't resist. So I grab onto her hand, and I'm like, Mars Girl, do you want me to tell you about Disneyland? And she just starts laughing. And
yeah, I got a picture of that.
and so yeah, we start quoting her death scene from Kick-Assia, and oh my god, that was amazing. I'm so glad she went along with it.
Yeah, they're all such good sports. And Linkara, if you're listening, it was an honor serving in battle with you. He took it very seriously. He went all patting on our asses.
Yeah.
He was just like, you know, he was like, Sheem, go to the right. And I'm just like, sir, yes, sir. And he was like, he was really good with it.
He had a double-barrel Nerf shotgun, and he was dressed as the Seventh Doctor. It's like...
Yeah, he rocked it. He was awesome. I know Kat was enjoying it, too. She got to, like, what was it, stand next to him in battle, and she was all happy about that.
Well, duh. But, yeah, later that day, I guess our friend Jay had, like, struck up a friendship with Nella or something, because... Yeah,
he told me about this. He said he talked to her when we went to Harrington's.
And he got this and they got this idea because Nella said Nella liked Tintin and she wanted to see it again, and maybe she would take a couple of fans, and a couple of fans turned into about, I don't know, 40 of us.
Yeah, it was a big group.
Can I just say, Rose is the biggest Tintin fan that I know, by the way.
I'm a huge Tintin dork.
No one loves Tintin more than she does.
That might not be true, but I'm a pretty big fan, I have to say.
Georgia and I end up in Dodger of Zion's car with Lewis riding shotgun.
That was a great trip. We were just talking about all
that
kinds
starts out like that sounds like the beginning of a joke.
I know, but it's like Katie, Georgia, and Lewis sitting in a friggin' car.
So
in the
you
middle
just start out like, oh, here's her driving with Linkara riding shotgun, and
In
the middle of who fucking knows Maryland, talking about where we were on 9/11.
Oh my god.
We had it was like, it went from 9/11 to Tommy Wiseau to Mystery Science. There was a bunch of random shit, but it was, I loved it. He's so much fun to talk to.
Yeah.
I got to talk to him about how creepy Exorcist 3 is. And it really is. So much fun to talk to.
And, so, we get to the theater, right? It's about 40 of us. It was a big group. This theater is in the middle of a typical...
Nowhere.
I heard it was in the middle of, like, Ghettoville.
Yeah, it really was.
A typical ass-fuck USA strip mall.
Ass-fuck Maryland, USA.
Yeah, basically. So, we look around, and we're like, holy shit, we're the only people here. Holy shit, we're the only people here!
We were not just, like, in the theater, there were, like, nobody there. And I think even when we were, like, at the snack bar, nobody was there. It was, like, abandoned.
Yeah. Well, except for the employees, obviously.
Well, duh.
I heard someone say, like, wouldn't it have been funny if, like, they had accidentally lost Film Brain in that part of town? And
Aw, like, poor guy.
Film Brain in the middle of Ghettoville neighborhood.
I don't think they would have let that happen. There were too many fangirls there that would have
I don't know, like, I heard someone talk about it, and, like, it was just, like, they were reenacting what Film Brain would be doing in the middle of night
God.
In, like, Ghetto Street.
Poor guy.
Like Urban Nights.
This little Swindon boy.
And, so, I don't know who got this idea. I think it was either Nella or Derek. Derek is awesome, by the way. Derek the Bard, amazing. And we got the idea, we're alone. Let's fucking riff it. And
it was a riff tracks of Tigrateg and Tintin. It was the best thing ever.
As soon as the lights went down, you hear Derek the Bard scream at the top of his lungs, "Don't review it." And that started it.
Oh god.
It was so much fun.
Of course it did.
Everybody was riffing it, and everybody got at least one good joke. I can't remember what mine was, but I remember what Doug's was. It was pretty funny.
There was like a single shot animated chase scene, right?
Yeah.
And it was the movie was directed by Spielberg. So all of us are like, da 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 da.
Oh yeah.
Da, 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 da.
That is a Spielberg shot, you know.
And there was one shot when they're on the water and there's a shark circling their thing, and we're like, we get it, Spielberg. You direct movies.
Seriously, that was like one of the best experiences, and like it was like the perfect movie to riff, because it's like it wasn't terrible, but it was like there was enough stuff to like talk about.
Yeah, like is it a good movie?
It's fine. It's nothing special. I mean, no offense, Rose.
No,
it was all right.
My thing with it is that like it was supposed to bring Tintin finally over to America, and they failed yet again.
Yeah.
And it just really pisses me off, because I love the movie. Heck, I have a giant movie poster of it right above my computer as we speak. But, like, I mean, I like it also because I grew up with the characters, and I, like, know everything about it. And, like, but, like, some things still piss me off about it. Like, they characterize Haddock completely wrong, and, ugh. But the voice acting was good, so, you know.
Yeah, it was fine. You know, it was fine.
Like, the way...
Some of the scenes did go on for a while, though.
Yeah. Yeah, the way I see it, the movie, in my mind, was kind of forgettable, but the way we watched it way outshines the fact that we actually saw it.
I could not agree with you more. It was absolutely. It's just... Because otherwise, it would have just been like, man, another movie, but this was, like, really special.
Yeah,
and
like
especially for us, like afterwards. When it was over, Dodger didn't go. I forget why. She had something else to do, so she just dropped us off. And then we were waiting for her to pick us up. So me and Katie and Kat's brother Scott and Linkara were all just hanging out at the theater, chilling.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and he actually he told us about his crossover he was doing with Sage, Dracula, Sovereign of the Damned.
Yeah.
And we just like talked about other stuff. And Katie, you showed him your phone, right?
I showed him how it's rigged up to play If You Should Want the Moon when Kat calls me.
I know, and then she played it on her phone, and he started singing along, and I'm just like, this is this is amazing.
And it's like, oh my god.
I know, Harvey Feinvoice is performing for us live.
It's like we were the last ones there because everybody else had gone, and we're just like waiting for Dodger, so we're just like, we're playing with the arcade games and...
Even though I think they were like broken or something. They were all
we're
like,
playing with the
games.
arcade games. Lewis is sitting in like the friggin' like the driving game and
yeah, I've got a picture of it on Facebook. He's like sitting in one of them, just giving that cute smile of his. But that was such a fun. That was amazing. It was totally amazing.
Fun.
Shut up.
Oh,
it was a fun experience, and I don't even know if it'll happen again. I don't know. I've heard something that we might see another movie, but I don't know. I don't want to give any details in case it's wrong. But... Yeah, that's what I heard, but I don't want to say like anything else in case it doesn't happen. Yeah. But that's what I heard. It might be Les Mis, and if it is, I don't mind going, but I'll say something. I haven't seen it. I don't know anything about Les Mis. I will admit that. So
that's why I'm gonna watch the movie because I'm like, yeah, I love it, except I haven't watched it yet. I just know I like it because I'm a theater dork.
I've seen a non-musical. I've seen one of the movies that was a non-musical version, and I've read a little bit of the book, and I've listened to the soundtrack, but I haven't actually seen a musical version of it.
Yeah.
I just know that One More Day is a big deal. That's really all I know. Whatever that song's called.
I know the gist of it, thanks to Lindsay.
And Justin.
But in French class, back in high school, we watched a movie version of it, and it wasn't a musical version, which I was kind of like pissed off, like, oh, music, but you know, we were in high school, and no one liked musicals besides me, so.
And it's like, the thing is, if we do it again, I want it to be that late at night and at that exact theater to up the chances.
If the place is still there and not like taken down from like health violation.
Yeah.
Oh God,
like the bathroom.
The men's bathroom. Didn't Dylan film the men's bathroom?
Dylan shot like he was talking to somebody else who I found out was what was his name, like D. Morrissey or something. He's another reviewer or something. But like they were talking about how ghetto the bathrooms are and from the guys' bathroom. So and I think even I'm trying to remember. I think the girls' bathroom was pretty fucked up too, wasn't it?
Like I think the water fountain didn't work. I remember that.
Yeah, the water fountain was
You know what comes out on that weekend on the 4th of January, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3D.
Oh my god.
I am dragging Welshie to that to hear him scream at me.
I think
totally
let's see.
That. Welshie, if you're listening to this, I'm taking you there just to piss you off. You're welcome.
And actually, what I meant was, at that same theater, at that same time of night, to up the chances that we'll be alone again.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if we did it again and nobody was there? That would be crazy.
Oh, The Hobbit comes out on the 14th, so.
Ah! Sorry.
No. Everybody's got that reaction. I want to go. My sister is freaking out about it, and she doesn't even care about trailers.
Yeah, basically we'd all, like, sing along and stuff, I guess.
I'm looking at what movies are coming out, like, around that time. Monsters, Inc. in 3D comes out on the 19th of December.
Meh. Pass.
I don't understand the whole thing with remaking movies in 3D. I really don't.
It's the remake? I thought it was a sequel.
No, it's, they're just re-releasing.
It's a re-release.
It's a re-release.
Yeah,
I saw Lion King in 3D, and I saw Beauty and the Beast in 3D, and I thought they were great.
I saw Beauty and the Beast in 3D too, but I remember there was one, like, shot of it, or a couple shots of it that were really weird looking, and I realized it was probably because of the 3D. Like, I think, there was one shot of the castle, I think in the beginning, and, you see just how beautiful it is, and there was, like, I don't know, there were, like, patches of, like, the rose gardens that looked really odd.
I mean, trying to convert a hand-drawn animation movie from almost 20 years ago that wasn't, like, it was when 3D, like, well, 3D was around, but it wasn't.
So why would you do it? That's my question. I don't understand. Like,
make money.
I remember
to make money. That's the only reason. Just money.
I didn't throw my money at those movies at all because I was like, look, I have copies of them at my house already, and I don't buy into the 3D gimmick at all. So there's no point in me seeing this movie. Like, if you want to go spend your money on that, go ahead. But I think it's completely useless.
When I went to see them, especially The Lion King, I think, it gave the movie a lot of depth. Like, the animation, there was a lot of depth in it.
I didn't see it, but that sounds cool.
Yeah, like, it looked like there was, like, so much, like the grass was kind of, like, in the foreground whenever you would see, like, them in the grass, and the tall grass was in the foreground, and they were kind of in the foreground of the background, and then there's, like, the background, and it just looked really, like, it gave it, I don't know how to explain it. It just looked so nice. Like,
I understand what you're talking about. I guess I'm just really pissy because nobody's doing 2D animation on a big scale anymore like that, and so anything to do with 3D, I just get really jaded about.
No, I know what you mean. I understand what you're saying. It does kind of suck.
I remember. Back to MagFest. I remember.
Oh, great.
I remember the first time we walked in, we heard, like, this Trans-Siberian Orchestra music, and we were, like, wondering where it was coming from. So we walk out into this, I don't know what to call it, atrium, whatever, but...
Oh, that! Yeah, I was there for that.
Huge! It was, like, the size of, like, the friggin' White House or something.
Yeah, the hotel at MagFest for that year was... Like, we went to the one the year before that. The year before that was shit. But this year was like, it was like the total opposite.
I hope it looks like that when I get there, because that looked beautiful.
Yeah, well,
it's sparkly bacon.
They still had Christmas decorations up and everything. It looked really nice.
Yeah, it was really pretty.
Yeah, it's probably gonna still be like that because it's earlier this year. So
they better have the sparkly bacon. We're gonna be pissed.
Actually, they said.
Oh, the gay bacon strips, right?
I call it the sparkly bacon, but whatever.
Actually,
I know that's not what they're called, but I don't care.
I posted on the hotel's Facebook page about it, and they're like, actually, they're called Northern Lights, but sparkly bacon actually sounds better.
Fuck yeah.
I think Kat put an annotation on her video that said gay bacon strips, and I'm like, yes!
But, anyway, Rose, what you said about the 3D, I do agree with you, and I think it really is. It's obviously a cheap ploy, and I mean...
Yeah.
I've only seen it work once. I saw Megamind in 3D, and that was actually the best. Yeah, I mean, well, I saw it in 2D and 3D, and that was actually the only time I saw the 3D movie where it worked, and it didn't give me a headache. Like, when he goes to the schoolhouse after he, or the Schulhouse, after he finds out that's where the superhero guy lives, and they're walking away. When they're like walking away, they have like that long shot of the city. Yeah. That in 3D is actually gorgeous.
Oh, cool!
It really was. And then
when I saw Amazing Spider-Man, we actually saw it in 2D, but like halfway through the movie, I'm like, God, I should have sprung for those 3D tickets. Because I can look at some of these shots and I'm like, that would look amazing in 3D. That would look amazing in 3D. I want to see that in 3D. And, like, I was so close to going back the next day and spending the money on a 3D ticket so I can see it again in 3D.
Wow. I will say, I'm not really the expert on 3D, so I haven't seen everything in 3D, but the worst one I saw in 3D was Toy Story 3.
Really?
Yeah, because
they had Toy Story 3 in 3D?
They did, and the thing about that is, like, when you do 3D, you're supposed to have shit that pops out. Nothing in that movie popped out, so it gave me a really bad migraine.
I actually feel the opposite. I like the 3D that goes back more, but, like, when you can see there's more depth, because I think the popping out just kind of looks gimmicky to me, but that's just...
Yeah.
Actually, my least favorite 3D thing I ever saw was, Avatar. Like, I thought it looked like the James Cameron one. I hate everything about that movie, if you don't know. But also, the 3D was pretty much the worst 3D I've ever seen, and I had, like, a migraine for the rest of the day. Like, I couldn't function. I had to, like, lay down the rest of the day.
I heard the 3D was okay, but it was, like, nothing special.
Really?
Yeah.
Because
It
everyone,
was awful.
that's so weird because everyone's, when it came out, everyone was just like, oh my god,
I-
it's
if
incredible.
I wanted to see that,
People are really amused.
if I wanted to see that movie in 3D, I'd probably like only see it in like maybe IMAX.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd probably be amazing in IMAX.
Yeah.
I
I heard a lot of 3D. I heard a lot of 3D movies were really great. I think the year Avatar came out, like How to Train Your Dragon, I heard was really great in 3D.
That one was really good in 3D.
I mean, again, I heard Avengers was really great in 3D. I wish I had seen Avengers in 3D. You know?
I think my parents saw it in 3D and they really liked it.
Avengers is good in NED. I don't even care.
Yeah. Seriously.
It could just be the audio and we'd still enjoy it.
Avengers
probably.
in 5D. I don't know what that would be, but
That would mean you're in New York City getting killed. So I don't know
No,
if I'd
it
recommend
would
that.
probably mean like smells and stuff,
that's
like that stuff they have at Disney World.
oh
Oh,
yeah,
you could smell all New York City burning and stuff. That's a good idea.
I could just reach out and just smell Tom Hiddleston's cologne or something. I don't know.
Ew.
Or you could feel the heat from the fire or something.
Yeah.
5D, where you could actually see the carnage.
Oh yeah.
Yay.
I don't know. I mean, I like it. I'm into all those gimmicks and stuff. I admit it. You know, I don't really care. I don't think that makes me a less of a person or anything.
No, I don't
No.
People act
It's
like it does. Like, you like 3D. Oh my god. You know.
It's funny to me because I'm a William Castle fan, and he made the original of House on Haunted Hill, and he's like the godfather basically of those gimmicks. And it just amuses me how like he started all that shit and how obvious it was, and he made like more stuff like if you're seeing a scary movie, like they would have like skeletons in the audience that would come out and scare the shit out of you, and really cheap stuff like that. I'm just thinking, I wonder sometimes if he were alive today, what would he think of all this new 3D shit?
Yeah, really.
It really does make me wonder.
Yeah.
Cause like he started all that stuff, but I don't know.
I mean, I think 3D started getting a lot smoother once theater started switching to digital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember I was working at a movie theater when they were actually in the middle of switching everything from film to digital. And it looked so much better. Like, there weren't any scratches on the screen or anything like that. And you could just see a difference right away. And the 3D just overall kind of looked better, I think. So maybe that was why Toy Story 3 looked so bad. I mean, maybe your theater hadn't switched to digital yet.
I don't remember at the time. I just remember, like, it really gave me a headache. Like, it's a simply shot movie. There's nothing like, that pops out. I mean, I know pops out is a cheap thing for 3D, but I thought that was kind of the point. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
I'd actually like to see Texas Chainsaw Massacre in 3D. I don't know. It seems like a good movie that would be in 3D.
I don't blame you. I mean, it'd be interesting to see a horror movie in 3D because, like, they would have like severed limbs thrown at you.
I think they're gonna do the same thing with like the Halloween movie and Friday the 13th and hopefully Nightmare on Elm Street, because Nightmare on Elm Street is.
They're gonna do it Friday the 13th. That's funny.
I think they might.
Oh, wow.
I think they might do 3D because they're doing it for Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I heard they're gonna do it for like the other 3 big slashers.
That's so weird. Last week I was like flipping channels and AMC is like showing all these horror movies for Halloween, and they were showing Friday the 13th 3. And I haven't seen it all the way, but they said like it was shot for 3D, and so I'm watching. I couldn't finish it, but it was really late at night. But I was watching it and it was like blatant 3D stuff.
Oh my gosh!
Like they would like what was
That's
it?
like
someone was like
3D.
Yeah, like someone had a yo-yo and they were like throwing it up and down at the screen and stuff like that. And it was
like
the
critics. It's like the critics.
I was seriously considering like putting on Facebook, if you want a drinking game, watch Friday the 13th 3 and take a shot every time something blatantly 3D happens. But I don't know, that might not be good.
It's like the critics' review of Jaws 3D.
Yes.
Shortcut.
Yeah.
3D, yeah. That was like 80s 3D. That's when everyone was like trying to do it, and
That's my favorite 3D.
yeah. But
That's the only 3D I accept.
I really hope they do like Nightmare on Elm Street, because Nightmare on Elm Street is my favorite horror movie. So I'd be first in line for that shit. I'd be like, yes.
But would they have Jack Earl Haley again? Because I heard he was like
No,
okay.
They're doing like re-releases of the original movies. That's what I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
Because that's
Okay,
what Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3D. It's gonna be a re-release of the old one.
No, it
Okay.
isn't.
That's what I heard it was.
No, I'm sorry. No, I saw a trailer and it's not. It's
Oh, really?
it's a whole new cast.
Oh,
and
really?
stuff.
What the heck?
Oh God, never mind
I
then.
think it's just the sequel in 3D.
Oh, really?
Something, yeah.
Well, I heard
it's
I
not
heard
the
they were gonna do something with like the original Halloween, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. Like they're gonna release the originals in 3D or whatever.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, but someone can call me out on that and tell me that that's completely wrong. I just heard that somewhere. But
Now I'm just picturing the end of Friday the 13th where Jason's mom gets her head cut off, and I'm picturing that in 3D. That would be so cool. Just the head just goes flying
spoilers,
at you.
by the way, for Friday
God.
the 13th.
Come on, everybody knows that.
No, I haven't seen it actually.
I didn't.
Oops.
It's
It's
okay though.
heard
I don't really care about spoilers for like Halloween movies, you know.
I actually have my plan for Halloween is because I never get invited to parties or anything, so
It's okay, me neither.
this year, it was a few months ago, I bought 2 DVDs, and both of them combined were like $20.
Mm.
And one of the DVDs has Nightmare on Elm Street 1 through 4, and then the other DVD has 5, Freddy's Dead, New Nightmare, and Freddy vs. Jason. So
Nice.
that's
Wow.
my Halloween. So
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm having a party on the the weekend before, but I don't know what I'm doing on the day of. I might just eat a lot of candy and watch movies.
Yeah, I don't know what my school is planning on doing. I mean, I've heard that they make like a huge deal out of it, and already I can like there's a bunch of flyers up for like real life haunted mansions that people are putting up and everything, and I'm really excited.
I hear Savannah does a really good Halloween.
Yeah, I'm really excited for
God,
it.
I want to go back because they're doing a fucking Rocky Horror Picture Show there.
Are they really?
Someone
Oh,
there is
man.
putting on a production.
Dude,
That's so
link
much
me up
fun
with
to
that
do on
info.
Halloween. I've done that. I've done that. It's so much fun.
It's not
Yeah.
like a screening of the movie, it's a production that someone's doing, which...
Yeah,
Oh,
that sounds good though.
well, that sounds good.
Yeah,
too.
yeah, but I really...
Yeah,
like,
because we have good theater groups around here. Like I've heard, my roommates are in theater, whatever. I just blanked out on what their major is called, but performing arts. And yeah, they're like up on all that, and they say that like everything, like the local theater groups and stuff are really good. Like we have some quality stuff around here, so I'm excited.
last year, our Halloween was kind of lame. Like, every year I actually try to watch Rocky Horror Picture Show, even though I watch it more than once a year, but, already. But me and my brother, we watched Human Centipede 2.
Oh God.
Oh.
And I wish we had recorded us riffing on this movie because I
Yeah,
thought we were
really?
hilarious.
Yeah, no, that would have been really
You know,
funny.
The first one was stupid. I don't understand that series. The first one was stupid enough.
Exactly.
And they're making a third one.
Yeah, and I was talking to somebody the other day, and I was just like, man, that's such a stupid series. And they're like, what? It's so scary and awful and what are you talking about? It sucks.
It is awful.
It's not scary.
It's not.
lame.
It's so stupid. And I'm just like laughing throughout the whole thing. Like even because I haven't really sat down and watched it, but I saw Felis's review, and he showed a pretty good amount of it.
He
You know?
did sum it up quite well, but
the
I
doctor guy,
took a lot of
the German
from
doctor
it,
guy, isn't in the second
he's
one. So
hilarious. The German doctor guy in the first one is
Yeah,
so
he's so funny.
Oh my god! I saw it actually when I was still in college. I saw it in one of the lounge areas with like a bunch of people, like my friends and a bunch of other people there, and a lot of people were laughing and stuff, and
Yeah.
it was so stupid. And it's like, it's not even like a good movie because it's a concept.
Yeah.
It's literally just, he makes the human centipede, and then after that, nothing happens.
I think
No, really, nothing happens.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, it's a creepy concept, but, can you back that up with something else?
Exactly.
I mean,
yeah.
yeah,
That's why
I would hate to be in that position. Thinking of myself in that position is scary, but like the concept itself isn't very scary. I thought the second one, I don't know, the second one was pretty disappointing.
I've heard the second one's bad, too.
I mean,
Yeah.
and people are saying like, oh, it's so gross, and it's not even that gross. I'm just like, I've seen this in porn, It's like not even. This is
How
nothing.
kind of porn do you watch?
You're really
I think there was only one part that made me like really go like, oh, and spoilers for Human Centipede 2 if you actually want to watch this movie. There's this one part, the guy who is making the big human centipede, gets this girl who's pregnant, and she pretends you think she's dead for like a third of the movie, but then like and he's already made like the human centipede and whatever, and he's walking around with human centipede and in this big warehouse, and she gets up and starts bolting out the door, and she's in the car, she has the doors locked, somehow she got in the car with the keys, she's in the car. But, and the guy's, like, banging on the window and shit, and she's, like, screaming because she's scared. And you think she's screaming because she's scared, but actually she's giving birth.
Oh, my God.
And
I saw that part in Bayless's review.
The baby comes out, right when she hits the gas, and the baby's head just goes, and, I went, ah! And I just, like, I was so, like, I'm like, I looked at my brother, I'm like, did that just happen?
Yeah.
I was, like, horrified. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I feel like if there was ever a line in that series, they all eat over it right then.
I was just like, I just looked at him, and, cause, like, I was, like, just stunned for about a minute. I'm just like, what? Did that just happen? I just, like, did not know what to do. I'm just like, hold on, we gotta pause this for a second. I just gotta take that in, what just happened.
So if they're making a third one, what could that even be about? Are they making, like, a human dinosaur or something? Or just gonna, like, get a shitload of people and glue them together somehow? I don't know.
It's the human
the human spider was funny, too. Did you see that?
Yeah.
For those who don't know, it's a parody of, like, Dr. Insano and stuff, making the human spider was really funny.
That awkward moment when I know nothing about horror movies.
Oh, no.
You're not missing anything, Katie, I promise.
Just go watch, Nightmare on Elm Street, and you'll be fine.
I don't like horror movies.
Nightmare on Elm Street isn't that scary. I don't think, anyway, but I've seen it too many times.
My mom and I were like home alone, like it was near Halloween, and my dad and my brother were out doing something. So we were like, hey, let's just like get some sushi and have a horror night. And I never watched the original Halloween, so we got that one. And like that was probably the most disappointing thing I've ever watched.
Wait, you saw the remake? Is that it?
No, the original.
Oh.
I hadn't seen it yet, and so I was like, oh, let me watch it. And she's like, yeah, it's like, one of the first, like, horror films, kind of. It's the one that started this whole thing. I'm like, okay. So we watched it, and it was really disappointing, because I'm like, yeah, I'm sure it was... What?
I've been invited to go on another podcast, so I'm going to have to go.
Oh, okay, yeah. So
all right.
Let's all say bye-bye to Katie.
All right.
Bye, Katie. See you at MagFest.
Bye.
It's funny that people say Halloween is what started it, because technically it didn't.
Well, okay, that's what, but then again, this is my mother, and she's, I mean, it's not that she doesn't know what she's talking about, it's that she's not, like, she's not following things, like, closely.
Yeah.
So
No, it's not, I'm not blaming her, I'm just saying it's a common knowledge. A lot of people think that Halloween started, a lot of people do, but it's actually not true.
Says, I'm kind of on the Wikipedia page for slasher film. Actually, Black Christmas was widely considered...
I love that movie.
Was widely considered the first proper slasher film.
It is.
But it wasn't until the box office success of John Carpenter's Halloween and Sean Cunningham's Friday the 13th that it began to spread,
you summed it up right there. That's pretty much what I was going to say.
Yeah, it began to spread kind of into the mainstream or whatever.
Yeah, and actually, I'm sorry.
Halloween was 1978, Friday the 13th was 1980, and then Nightmare on Elm Street wasn't until 1984.
And some people say that, actually, if you want to go even further, some people say that Psycho is actually what started it.
Yeah, Psycho was 1960.
Oh my gosh, I love Psycho.
But then
I know, Psycho is such a good movie.
And then Texas Chainsaw Massacre was also 1974, same year as Black Christmas.
Yeah, I was spoiled for Psycho, like, really bad, hardcore spoiled, and I still was like, that movie, I was so, like, tense the entire movie. It was so amazing. Like, it's just so well shot and acted and everything. Wow.
I had the same thing. I watched it with my grandma. When she was around, she actually watched a lot of horror movies with me.
Oh, that's cool.
She was pretty cool like that. And I remember watching it with her, and I didn't know about the twist that, I don't know if I want to say spoilers, but I didn't know about that. And so she was kind of saying, "Oh, isn't he the one doing all this?" And I'm like, "No, shut up."
Twist?
Yeah, kind of.
Uh-huh.
And then when they revealed it in Psycho, I screamed. I never scream. Ever. And I screamed. And I'm like, "Oh my god, that was great."
Yeah. Well, like, they kept doing, I was watching, like, this top, you know, like, I was, like, younger or whatever, and there was, like, this top 100 scary movies or whatever thing that, like, I guess
mean on
VH1
Bravo?
was doing. Yeah, or somebody was doing
That's
it.
my Bible. No. I'm not even, I know that sounds really stupid, but that's my Bible. That's what I've seen all 100 of those movies, and that's what taught me, yes, that's how sad my life is.
That's impressive. I like that.
I've actually been in a conversation before, because I really love A Clockwork Orange. Would you guys consider A Clockwork Orange a horror movie?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yes.
Actually, I would not, but that's because I read the original book, and
I did too, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm a nerd for, like, symbolism and stuff and, like, deeper meanings, so I don't, I feel like horror for me is, like, more fun and less serious. I don't know, I'm just really weird about how I suck things in my brain.
Something can be horror, like, something can scare you on a psychological level. Like, I remember the first time I saw A Clockwork Orange, it scared me on a psychological level, but because I actually
was. Is it weird that I wasn't scared by, like, it at all? I actually am really fascinated by it.
I'm not too. I love that movie, but when I first saw it, I was like, I was pretty young when I saw it at first, and it like scared me psychologically. Like, I had never experienced that before.
I think it's a horror movie, but a psychological horror movie.
Yeah, like Psycho. Psycho is pretty much Psycho's.
Yeah, but I haven't read the book, the Clockwork Orange book, so I can't really
read it. It's so good.
I know. My friend Audrey's recommended it to me a zillion times.
It took me a while to get. It'll take you a while to get through it.
Really? I read it in a day. It was
really
good.
It took me a while to get through it, only because, like, the way it's written is very
they talk a lot in Droog, don't they?
Yeah, very strange the way it's written. So it took me a while to get through it, but it's worth it. It's a good read. But like I would even consider something like even some of the found footage movies, like, they're almost kind of psychological horror, almost, because it's like it almost kind of looks like real life, almost. Like, I think Blair Witch was pretty much the first to do that, and then
Blair Witch, oh my god,
Blair Witch was the first. Blair Witch was, like, the first to do it, but I don't even really think it kicked off in the 2000s until Cloverfield and Paranormal Activity.
Oh god, Cloverfield.
I love Cloverfield. No, Cloverfield.
Oh, you do? I'm sorry.
Cloverfield's, like, in my top 10 favorite movies of all time.
Really?
Then I won't say anything.
I love. No, I love Cloverfield. For some reason, I just really love that movie.
Whatever. I didn't really like it that much, but I
really
love it.
I thought it was funny that
the way it's shot and the story and just the way it looks. I just love the way it looks. I don't know.
No, like, that's understandable. I think the funny part was that, like, they built up the monster to be, like, so amazing, and then, like, my friend went to go see it, and he came back and he's like, "It's a spider." I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "It's a fucking spider."
It almost looks like a giant monster from, like a giant version of a monster from, like, Half-Life 2 or something. I don't know.
Oh, really?
But I mean, I liked it. I don't know why I like it so much, but like, Paranormal Activity, I remember when I first saw that. That's kind of scared me on a psychological level, like, because
I still haven't seen any of those.
I've only seen the second one.
I actually haven't seen 2, but everyone's saying 2 is, like, the best one. So.
The 2 is I haven't even seen the first one, but, like, I know that I would be disappointed by it, because the second one actually, like, it was pretty, it really did. But maybe that's just because I'm too easily impacted by jump scares. But
I actually really
they timed it well.
I liked the third one a lot. Everyone said they didn't like the third one, but I liked it. I thought it was pretty scary, like, the way that they had, like, all this, like, pentagram devil shit. I thought it was cool. I'm into that kind of stuff. So.
Did you see the new one yet?
I haven't seen the new one yet.
Yeah.
Everyone's saying it's disappointing. I mean, I'm hearing mixed reviews about it.
Yeah.
I just love for the trailer they keep using the same thing of, like, showing audience reaction to them and them flipping out.
Yeah.
Well, it's actually really good, because the less you show of the actual film, then the more people will be drawn to it, and the lower expectations people will have.
Yeah.
So, I mean, because that's, like, actually, this will sound unrelated, but it's really not. I was at a lecture the other day for a guy from Imagineering at Disney World. Came in to talk to us, and he was talking about like how things go. Yeah, I mean, this is right up my alley. So he was talking about like how projects like get made and what Imagineers do and stuff. So he was showing us like how the Tower of Terror came about. And at the end of it, he was talking about the commercials that they did for it and stuff, like when the 4th version came out. And he said that when they showed commercials of like the actual ride and like footage from it and stuff, then people were really disappointed when they went on it because they had different expectations in their mind. But when they changed it to a commercial of just like the elevator buttons and like lighting up on different floors and stuff to this like really dramatic music, then people loved the ride because it like changed psychologically like what they expected.
I think I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I know when we were talking about Avatar earlier, my mom saw it with my dad, and I think she, they both heard, it was like the best movie ever. Oh my God, you have to go see it. Yeah. And I think my dad really liked it, but she was underwhelmed because she said, I was expecting the best movie ever, and that's not what I got.
Paranormal.
So I think, that is a good ploy of just, showing less. It is a good idea.
Well, that's why my family actually, we like pretty much worship The Incredibles, that movie. Remember that? Yeah, we practically worship that movie, and that's because when the only commercials that we saw when came out for it was the one that they did of a completely different it was like they recorded it completely separate from the movie. Do you remember the commercial when he's like sitting in his thing and he gets a call and then like he has to put on
and it's him putting on his outfit? Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, some rice cakes and salad, and
that
it was
so cute.
And it was really good, and you're like, oh, this looks like an interesting film. And of course they came out with other ones later that showed more of the movie, but like for that was the commercial that stuck in our mind, and that really gave you a look at like what the movie was not going to like. That wasn't a scene from the movie, so it didn't spoil any of the jokes, and it didn't like give away too much, but it still got you interested in what was going to happen.
I always saw that teaser as a preview right before on my Finding Nemo VHS. I remember that teaser. But Paranormal Activity 4, it came out yesterday. Already has 29% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh my gosh!
Ooh,
but
damn.
I want to give it some time because it only came out yesterday. So everyone's saying the ending is really good. Like the ending is apparently going to set up for a Paranormal Activity 5.
Of course.
But I mean, I don't get why people are saying like you should stop making them. But like all three of them they've been consistently good. I mean, the first one was great. Haven't seen the second one, but I heard that's great. Everyone pretty much was okay with the third one. I mean, they've been consistently good movies, so I don't see why people are complaining like, oh, they're just making the same movie over and over. But if they're consistently good movies, then I don't see why people are complaining.
Well, maybe they're just sick of like, I don't know, they're just sick of how, I mean, is it repetitious? I don't know, maybe.
I mean, the way they use the ghosts, I think, the way they use the Paranormal Activity, in like the houses and stuff, like, I mean, that's always been one thing that's always like really scared the crap out of me. Just like you hold on a long shot and you're waiting for something to happen, and it's just a quiet, dark room. That scares the shit out of me. Like, oh my God, it just scares me. And
I think I know what you mean.
Like, even when I'm in my room at night, after I've seen like a ghost thing or something like that, like I'm in my room at night and it's just quiet and I have my eyes closed, and when I hear like the slightest little, and I jump like 10 feet in the air.
I had that did you see The Strangers?
I saw a little bit of it, I think.
They did stuff like that in Strangers. That was, oh my God. I can't even lie. That was like one of the scariest movie experiences I've ever had. And I'm not sure if it was because I saw it in the theater and other people were screaming, or if it was because the movie was actually that scary. But I remember I was holding onto my boyfriend's arm for dear life. I was so scared. That guy with the bag on his head, like, he walks into the room. Like, you see it in the trailer. He, like, walks into the hallway and walks out. Oh, my God. And they do shit like that. And that guy gave me, like, nightmares for weeks.
I'm really
But stuff like that is really
I'm really a sucker for those. Like, even if people say, like, a movie's bad, I was like, oh, the jump scares are bad. Like, I will jump at like the slightest thing. I hate jump scares.
Yeah.
I absolutely hate them. They get my blood pressure up. My heart starts beating really fast. And I hate when people send them to me online. And I want to punch someone in the face. I'm like, oh my god, no, please.
That happened to my mom once.
Really?
I remember I remember that was like before I even knew what jump scares were. Someone sent my mom.
I used to fall for that shit all the time. I was just like,
yeah, that era of the internet is really ridiculous.
and especially now since I have like really like pretty decent headphones that like have have good sound quality. So like everything seems louder, even if it's just like a little volume. So it's just like. Man. If I like get caught in a jump scare, I'm just like, oh my god, no, please.
I know. I feel the same way. Like jump scares are such a cheap thing, but at the same time, they do work. Like you can't not jump sometimes. Yeah. Like it's just like you don't want to admit it, but you do jump.
Yeah, I just really, I don't know. I just hate it. So it's like even people are like Paranormal Activity, even the people who are like Paranormal Activity 3 was bad. And I was just like, well, I jumped like 15 times in that movie. I was like,
yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's like it doesn't even matter how bad like the movie is. If there's a well-timed jump scare, I'm gonna jump, and the people who also react to jump scares will jump as well. Like, so it's gonna get somebody.
When that camera was, I think it was cool in Paranormal Activity 3 how they had the panning camera. I really liked that a lot. And there was this one part where, like, the mom goes to answer the door, everything's in the kitchen, she goes to answer the door, the camera's panning over there, she comes back in the kitchen, and all the stuff in the kitchen is gone, like, all the furniture and shit.
Oh my gosh.
And then it kind of holds on that shot for a little bit, while the camera's still panning, and it kind of has that shot, and then right before it goes away, all the stuff from the kitchen falls onto the floor from the ceiling. Oh. And it was so loud, and it scared the crap out of me. I was just like, oh my god! the ending to Paranormal Activity 3 was really freaky, like freaky as shit.
Don't spoil it, don't you see it?
Oh my! I haven't seen it.
There's like a lot of stuff in that movie with like the devil and like exorcism.
Of course. Well, the second one had meant that too. Like the second one brought up some more like the first one I feel like it was just more about like two spooky ghosts and stuff, but like the second one had a lot more like there is a freaking devil in the basement.
I was gonna tell you because you were talking about like how Halloween wasn't very scary to you or whatever, and I was gonna tell you like my mom remembers when she was when The Exorcist came out. And a lot of people these days, you know, The Exorcist is a classic. It's scary. Yeah, you know, it's scary enough by today's standards. But like back then, when The Exorcist came out, people were like running out of the theater and stuff. Like
really? Yeah, people were like having heart attacks.
At The Exorcist. And I'll watch it today, and I'm like, yeah, that's kind of scary, but you know, it's scary enough by today's standards again. But
I know it's sad how we're also used to shit like this, like stuff like that, you know, that would scare the fuck out of people then doesn't really bat an eye here. It's kind of, I think it's so jaded.
It has to do with, like, technology, too, because at the time, that was, like, nobody had seen that kind of, like, technology, like, the special effects being put to that effect before. Yeah. Like, nobody had seen that. So, like, nowadays, we're just, like, we see special effects, like, every day. Like, we live with computers for crying out loud.
Like, when you were talking about Sinister, like, I remember when I saw the trailer for that, I think it was, like, when I went to go see Magic Mike, there was a trailer for it. Shut up. But there was this one part, I think it was Sinister, where, like, it might have been Sinister, it might have been another movie where this girl is, like, looking in her throat, and then, like, you see something, like, jump out of her throat.
That was not Sinister.
That was something else?
No.
Okay.
I think I know what you're talking about. I think it was, like, Haunting in Connecticut or something, maybe. I'm not sure.
That was scary as fuck. Yeah. But, I mean, you kind of see, like, stuff like that today. Like, it has to do a lot with the technology to make it seem more real. But then back in the 80s with The Exorcist, you know, I mean, it looks real for the 80s. It doesn't look real as much now, but it's still a masterpiece, just like the way it's shot. I think Halloween is actually shot very well.
No, Halloween shot very well. I just didn't find it scary because it's just a guy running around killing people. There's, like, no suspense in it for me. Like, it's just kind of like, it's kind of boring to me almost, because I'm like, really, that was the ending? It didn't feel like anything really happened.
Well, then all I can say is go watch a scary movie for Halloween. I don't care what, just find something. Have fun.
So I hope you like our horror movie and MagFest talk. We only got to 2 topics this one, but you know, that's pretty good for our run so far. So everyone here has. Georgia, do you have a Tumblr? You don't have a Tumblr.
No.
You have a Twitter and stuff. I'll link it. What?
Hey,
I don't have a Twitter either.
Remember the webcomic that I was telling everybody about the first
episode?
Rose?
Yeah.
It
My
started.
God, Rose.
So there's
Yay!
Yeah, so if there's if you want to see updates and stuff, then there's a Tumblr for it. It's just pancakesandspacemen.tumblr. That's the title of the webcomic.
I'll link that shit.
That's link it. I don't know. I'm not good at like promoting where I work right now, so I don't.
You.
No, like in terms of feeling confidence about it, but but yeah, like if you want to read it, if you want to read my attempt at sci-fi, then go for it.
Rose has a comic. Georgia has a show that I will also promote.
Yeah, I've actually got the shit together, so I'm going to be shooting my second episode soon, so hopefully I can
everyone
get
should
on
watch
that.
her first episode. She did a review of Phantom of the Opera with Robert Englund, my horror husband.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty good movie.
So, and Rose has art and a Tumblr, and I think you have a Twitter too, but you're never on it. But, and then I think Georgia has a Twitter, I'm not really sure.
No, I'm an old fogey. I just have Facebook.
I deactivated my Twitter. Yeah. Sorry, guys.
And I have a Tumblr too. And this fucking podcast has a Tumblr. So if you want daily fucking updates from me about podcast and stuff, me complaining about how hard editing is and stuff, even though France isn't really good at editing, but I don't know. But Francis has been doing really good. So, and we're actually have a lot of stuff planned for these next few months. We're actually getting a lot of stuff together for some really cool stuff coming.
Yes, we do.
So you guys should keep listening and support us. Follow us on Tumblr. We'll be getting a Twitter page soon, I think. Fran wants to run the Twitter page.
Yeah. She'll do.
So Tumblr is thosegirlswithpodcast.tumblr.com, which is where we post new episodes. That's where we post our link dumps, by the way. Because people listen to us on Blip. We'll talk about link dumps. They don't know where to go. I just realized that. So our link dumps to everyone's Twitter and Tumblr and Facebooks are on the Tumblr page. So that's where they are. It's kind of daily updates on. I think the Tumblr updates daily from when I try to remember to do it.
Yeah, it pretty much does.
I try to remember to do it. So I think that was a good episode that we just did.
Yeah.
Just all over the place.
Very horror oriented, and that's my field, so I approve.
Yeah, we got this.
Let us know if you're going to MagFest. Let us know if you live in Savannah and you can meet me and Rose at GnomeCon.
GnomeCon. I will be dressed up as Dipper Pines because I am Dipper Pines, and I will fight all the gnomes.
And if you're in Yardley, first of all, what's wrong with you? Second of all, come find me. Maybe we can hang out.
I mean, I guess that's our convention list, man. We have a third episode. We have a convention list. We'll be at MagFest, and we'll also, me and Rose will be representing the podcast at GnomeCon in April. GnomeCon's in Savannah, Georgia. And MagFest is in D.C. somewhere in D.C.
Hopefully at the Gaylord Hotel again, because that place is great.
Hopefully I'll know where to go when I get on the train. I think that's a good episode. So go listen to our first and second one, and share this on your Facebooks and Tumblrs and Twitters and Twatters and stuff. So let's sign off. Let's say bye-bye.
Bye.